Hello and welcome to Flag Training Tapes episode 2. Thanks for watching. Before we get started, just want to say a big thank you to everyone who watched last week's episode, everyone who engaged with it, the questions that people had. It was really fantastic to see that response from you guys out there. So again, thank you very much for that. Today we're going to be talking about diving, flag guarding, and how to deal with multiple QBs, in the mechanics involved with that. So, let's get on with it. Before we start, again, just a normal reminder that some of this will just be my opinion on plays, so don't necessarily take it as gospel. And if you have any questions, then please don't hesitate to, leave a comment or just get in contact with me. As I mentioned, this first clip is going to be looking at diving. Firstly, just wanted to go over the rulebook definition of diving, which is an attempt by the runner to avoid a flag pull by the forward leaning of the upper body with or without jumping. Key elements just to draw from that are that it needs to be to avoid a flag pull, and also it doesn't necessarily have to involve the runner leaving their feet, just a leaning of the upper body will constitute foul. And the penalty for this is 5 yards from the spot of the foul and a loss of down. So looking at the play itself, see the snap goes off, running back takes the ball and he runs downfield, and then he leaves his feet and sort of falls forward. Now, I think there is an argument on this play that maybe he loses his feet as he tries to sort of make a cut. But to be honest, I think this should be called as a dive. You sort of see as he comes in here, he leans forward with his upper body and he leaves the feet as well. We want to discourage this behaviour just because of the safety implications of it. If he flies off his feet like that, he could easily collect someone. In fact, he nearly does. So for me, this should be called as a dive. Just watch it one more time. You see him there go through and makes a little bit of contact at the end of it. So this second clip concerns flag guarding, and again, just wanted to go over the rulebook definition of it, which is an attempt by the runner to avoid a flag ball by covering the flag with any part of the body or with the ball, and is also leaning the upper body forward, diving, or stretching out a hand with or without the ball towards the opponent to make it more difficult for the defender to reach the flag. Again, this is the same penalty as with diving, which is 5 yards from the spot of the foul and a loss of down. And it's one of those, along with jumping, one of those sort of three quite flag-specific fouls that we have in the rule book, and also that have that special enforcement with them as well. So if we watch the play unfold, pass is caught by the receiver here, and as he runs downfield, you just see his arm come down and it sort of slaps at the defender's arm as he tries to make the flag pull. Now, again, I think there is an argument here that because the defender actually manages to make the flag pull anyway, that there isn't perhaps that much impact on him. But I think this particular example is so big that it needs to be flagged, again, just to discourage this behavior by receivers. You see as well that his hand actually seems to catch the defender in the head. I don't know how much of a sell by the defender that is, because it doesn't look as though it is that much of a contact, but it's still big enough, I think, that this should be flagged regardless of whether the defender actually manages to make the tackle or not in the end. So this final clip is just talking more about the mechanics on how we should deal with multiple quarterback formations. This is something that we see quite a lot of at the sort of international levels, but seeing more and more down at a club level and a national level as well. So I just wanted to talk about that. Now you can see this formation starts. We've got two quarterbacks sort of lined up, and then a third drops back. Now the key here is that the referee needs to line up on the sideline instead of in their normal position, sort of deep in the middle. The reason that referee needs to be doing that is you can then sort of judge on these backwards passes that get thrown between the QBs before it then gets thrown downfield. Obviously we need to be in the best position to rule on these, because if one of those passes ends up being forwards and then another forward pass gets thrown, then we have a foul for two forward passes on the play, an illegal forward pass that would be 5 yard penalty and a loss of down. So it's important that we get the best view of this, and as soon as you identify that there is a potential multiple quarterback set, then you should be moving out to the sideline. If we just watch it again, you can see when you see you've got these two players back here, then moving to the sideline will give you that best view. You will sacrifice some of the visibility that you normally would have on the blitzer, but I think the argument is that what you're sacrificing in visibility on on the blitzer, you're gaining in that ability to adjudicate on the backwards passes that are being thrown.